Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. Mountain, fountain, fountain. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something that was mentioned in the comments just recently. Somebody said something which is basically an absolute rule according to what they heard from somebody in regards to back training. And what they said was something that I've seen spoken on Instagram and on a number of different social media platforms from time to time from beginner people who are working out or somebody who is, let's just say, oversimplified a concept. And that concept is going wider makes you wider when it comes down to pull-ups or pull-downs. I am Lord of the wingspan, bow before me. They're always bowing, see? They know who the king is. Now, I'm going to say this, when you go wider, there is a tendency to include more back in your training and perhaps less bicep. But the problem with that is that it also matters how you perform the repetition, such as, are you sticking the chest out? Are you leaning back? And are you overfiring the biceps or overfiring the delts, like trying to come up too far above and beyond the bar? Because what's going to happen in a lot of cases when people go wide is that they are going to use a lot of the internal rotator cuff muscles and the teres major, basically the muscle right up close to the armpit, and they're going to be using that one, but they're not necessarily going to be using the meat of the lat. And that's usually what people are looking for when it comes down to back training. Now, the same applies also to bent over rows. A lot of guys will think that if they go wider, somehow they're going to use more of their lat. And that is not necessarily true. Even today, I used a bit of a narrower grip on my bent over row and got more lat engagement from that. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't vary up your width. If you vary up your width from time to time with pull-ups or bent over rows, you're going to notice that you stimulate different areas. So there is a synergy that goes on. But the fallacy that says when you go wider, you're automatically getting more back is not true. If I go really wide in a bent over row type position using barbell rows, I'm going to access a lot of the thickness of my rhomboids, perhaps my trap, and I'm going to get a lot of rear delt. But that does not necessarily mean I'm going to get wider in the lats because of it. So you got to pretend you have a wingspan. You're scared of that, see? Hey, scared of the wingspan. Hey, scared of the wingspan? Yeah, that's what I thought. See, bodybuilding protects you. So it's not that going wide is wrong. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily going to make you reach your goals faster. If anything, it can hinder it. Like I noticed years ago that I was going too wide in the pull-up, and I noticed I was feeling a lot of armpit sort of stuff, and ironically some rear delt and some bicep stuff, but I wasn't necessarily hitting the belly or the meat of the lat. Years later, when I started to train the lats properly, that's when my back became my best body part on stage when I was competing. So this is something that you want to become conscious of. These absolute rules also, when they're spoken on social media and stuff, they may be true for the person speaking them, but they're not necessarily true for you. So I want you to always take everything with a grain of salt, apply it to your own individual situation, see if it applies, and then, yeah, perhaps there you have some sort of rule to base the rest of your training on. But in my experience, one size doesn't fit all, and going wide does not necessarily make you wider. Another place that people make the mistake in going wider is better is on bench presses. In the barbell bench, they'll go wide, so that way they have a reduced range of motion, and a lot of the stress does go on the pec in that case. But a lot of the times when they go too wide, it forces them to flare the elbows, which puts more stress on the pec tendons and perhaps more stress on the actual joint capsule of the delt. So I find messing around with the grip a little bit, but going too wide is going to hinder your progress and possibly injure you. So you want to make sure that you are engaging the delts during bench press a bit to protect the pec tendons. And if you're not, then you might end up with a serious injury. Like, there was a guy named Eric Wong that used to tune into this channel years ago, and he tore his pec from flaring the elbows, doing sets of 6, actually. It was a weight that he could easily do, but because he was flaring his elbows, he actually tore his pec, and he was a natural bodybuilder. So, yeah, so that's, oh no, the Cobra chickens are coming. Hey guys, would you mind eating a bit of your own shit there too? At least clean up after yourself, huh? I knew I could feel somebody sneaking up on me, and I wasn't sure if it was you or if it was them. Have no fear, exactly. I shit you not, there's about 50 geese here looking at me with hunger in their eyes. Mountain. They're jealous of my wingspan as well. Bow before me. Hey guys, I eat chicken, I don't eat goose, don't worry. I'm a friend. Anyway, I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. And if you like this type of content, make sure you tune into my Patreon channel. I have the link down in the description, and I have a podcast on there where I do at least one podcast, if not more, every week talking about subjects like this and going off on rants about YouTube life and troll comments, along with lots of different things that you can apply to your own training and nutrition as well. So yeah, if you like this stuff, it helps support the channel. At the same time, you get something to listen to in your car or when you're at work or whatever, right? Who needs to concentrate on their work? Just concentrate on my podcast, right? I gotta get out of here. These guys are looking hungry. Natural Gallant.